Now, yesterday we went through the basics of scraping and we got to know how easily we can scrape data from a static website. So sometimes, like we did yesterday, we were looking for a specific match in case of like we wanted to match with the jobs that had Python keyword inside their title. So when we have to make such specific matches, okay, so we can make use of this module and we can make use of this concept that is called regular expression. Okay, so along with web scraping, regular expression is also like a major part, and you can combine both of these techniques and you can scrape data efficiently. You can match with specific strings, specific digits, and even a complex pattern of data if you want to like scrape multiple such instances of that data. So let's see how we can do so. For that purpose, I have text with me, and I'm also pasting the same inside the chat box. So this is a multi-line string, as you all can see. And this string, it contains several things, such as it has alphabets, uppercase and lowercase. It has some digits, some random words, some meta characters. It has some phone numbers. Then it has a domain name. It also has some random names and it has again some random words. So with the help of this text and this multi-line string, we are going to see how to scrape different patterns of data. So firstly, we are going to understand what a raw string is. Okay. So this word, this term, it is going to come really handy for us. So simply, a raw string in Python is the string that starts with R. Okay. And this particular string, so if I call a string raw string, it does not treat the escape sequences relevantly. Now, what do I mean by this? That it does not treat the escape sequences relevantly. So if I have a string and if I want to print it and I'm using slash t, we all know that it stands for tab, right? And if I write some random words after it, this particular sequence, it gets escaped. Okay, and it does not get printed literally on the screen. However, if I use the same statement and if I just add an R before it, then instead of using it as escape sequence, the text, it gets printed literally on the screen. We have a slash t right here. So this string here, it is a raw string. And regular expression in Python. So if you want to match any kind of pattern to any kind of string, what do? You create an instance of a raw string and you create a pattern for that. And then you can use that pattern to match multiple instances of that particular string. Do you get the basics? Please give me a thumbs up if the basics are understandable to everyone. Okay, so what we all can do, we can form a variable and we can use it to perform multiple searches. This variable, it will act as a pattern and then we can match that pattern uh, with any number of characters. So firstly, we will start by importing the RE module, which allows us to use regular expression in Python. And the function that we use to construct our pattern, it is called re.compile function. So this function, it always takes a raw string. You can pass a raw string and let's pass small case characters. Okay, so for now, I'm passing ABCD only and I am going to call it pattern. So once the pattern has been created, you can use the same to match with the instances of your uh, text. Okay. So in order to match this pattern, in order to search for its relevant matches in our string, what do? We run a loop. So upon this pattern, we are going to use a function that is called find iter. And this find iter, it is going to allow us, basically it returns the iterator of the match that is found in our string, and the name of our string is text to search. Okay. So all the occurrences. Okay. So each time if it finds A, B, C, D inside our string, it is going to return all the occurrences of such instances. So let's run a loop for match in pattern. And I just want to print match. Let me declare the string. Okay. So here you guys can see that a match has been found, and once you run it, you find a match object. This object, it returns the span of the match. Okay. So basically the span, it literally represents that what is the location of this particular string that you were looking for inside text to search. So if for text to search, I use these span numbers, I can basically slice out the string that I was intending to match. Okay, so a match object, it returns a span, which basically denotes the starting and the ending of the string that you have matched inside your main string. Okay, now you can use these span numbers to slice out the string literally. Okay, I believe till here everything is clear. Can you give me a thumbs up if this is clear to everyone? Yes, guys, if you understand, please give a thumbs up. No one is reacting. If you want me to repeat again, please mention the same. Okay, sure. Uh, so what we were doing here, firstly, I created a pattern. I want to match with this string. So A, B, C, D is my raw string. And if you go to text to search, here A, B, C, D, it is occurring. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to match to that occurrence of A, B, C, D inside my text to search string. So what do? You create a pattern. Okay, a pattern is kind of like an object that you are creating कि मेरे को इस चीज को find करना है, and then what you can do, you can basically use this one single pattern on multiple strings. Okay, so if I had any other string, इसके अलावा भी अगर मेरे पास कोई string होती और मेरे को उसके लिए भी match करना होता, I would have used the same pattern. All right, so this is the significance of creating a pattern in the beginning. Compile function allows me to do it. As for the loop, this pattern that you have created, you need to iterate it through the string. Okay, so जो मेरे पास string है, that is text to search, I need to iterate, I need to match with each and every character of that string with my pattern. Okay, and find iter function, it allows you to do that. What does it do? It returns an iterator. Okay, and that iterator, you guys can run it through the loop, and the loop, it helps you to print the actual match of the instance that you have found in the search. So recall the iterators and the generators that we studied. Can you guys recall that any object which has a iter function, it is an iterable and you can run it through the loop. And the loops, they make use of what? They make use of that iter function in order to like iterate through any object. So in this case as well, find iter, it is returning some kind of iterator object, and with the help of this for loop, we are able to loop through, or we are able to access all the instances that are present in that iterator object. Okay, that's why running a loop here is necessary, क्योंकि मेरे को हर एक character से match करना है, and this returns me iterator, it does not return me the actual object. Got it? Yes, guys, do you understand it now? एक बारी please refresh the please refresh the concepts related to iterator and generator. Okay, and then in relation to that, please study this find iter function. You will be able to understand. ठीक है? जैसे if you guys can recall, abhi, let's say I have a list 2, 3, 4, and I have another list 4, 5, 6, ठीक है? And I want to zip these two lists together. I want to combine the two lists together such that एक tuple इनका बन जाता है, and the first elements of both the lists are put together. The second elements are put together, and so on. So when we call a zip function, this function, if you pass your objects inside it, it will create a zip object. Okay, and you are not able to access the value of this zip object until you pass it through the list. ठीक है, या फिर you run a loop through it. तो अगर मैं इसमें loop करा दूंगी, then also I'm able to access the element. Similarly, this find iter function, it does not give me the actual match. ठीक है, it gives me an iterator object. जैसे zip ने zip object दिया ना, ऐसे ही iterator भी एक object देता है, actual elements नहीं देता. So in order to find the match, in order to find this value, you need to run it through the loop. Like if I do this. Okay, so what do you get? You get a callable iterator. अब थोड़ा ज्यादा understandable है, थोड़ा बहुत. Okay, so please revisit the previous concept. Everything is in relation with that. Okay, so moving on, when I matched with my pattern is what it is, A, B, C, D. अब A, B, C, D तो मेरे पास यहाँ पे भी आकर हो रहा है, but it does not match with it because whatever pattern you write, it is case sensitive. Okay, until and unless you specify that you are looking for this particular thing, कुछ extra matches नहीं होंगे. Okay, and small case ABCD, capital case ABCD, they are different. Now the kind of match that we did here, okay, this is called a literal match. Literal match मतलब कि मैंने actually में लिखा the characters that I want to match with. Okay, so जैसे अब इस केस में अगर मेरे को अब इस डोमेन नेम से मैच करना होगा, so I could mention it like directly and I would match with the same. But again, मेरे पास different type के domain names हो सकते हैं. And if I want to match with each one of them, I need to like specify some kind of character set. ठीक है? तो character set क्या होते हैं? Basically, they contain a set of characters, a set of digits, and some kind of rules that you guys can use. And you basically, if you want to match with different kind of instances of a particular thing, जैसे domain name different type के हो गए, या फिर यहाँ अभी हम आगे देखेंगे कि we have names, but all the names they are written in a different format. So we are going to learn about some of the rules that you guys can use to match with a particular set of characters, even if they are different with one. Got it? So let's start and let's have a look at some of the rules. Now the drill is going to be same. Firstly, you have to create a pattern and then you have to loop through that pattern in order to attain the value of the object. So firstly, I'll create another pattern using the compile function. And here what I'm going to do, I am going to create a raw string and I'll simply provide a dot. Okay. और उसके बाद let's run the loop in this pattern. Now, what are the matches that we can see here? तो मेरा ABCs match हो रहे हैं, small case. मेरे capital case ABCs match हो रहे हैं. My digits are also matched. Each and every character, be it space, be it any kind of bracket or any kind of punctuation mark, all of these characters, they are matched. Okay, so what do you do if you want to match with every character? You can define your raw string as a simple period, okay? And this is going to match with every character in your string, each and everything. Okay. But here you can see कि मेरी string में sometimes periods भी occur हो रहे हैं. Okay, I can see these dots. Now, if I want to match with only the dots, only the periods, तो उसके लिए what I can do? So here, instead of passing the dot directly, you escape the dot with a backslash. So in this case, instead of matching with every character, it matches with itself. ठीक है, dot dot से ही match हो रहा है. Got it? A simple variation in the way you are passing your pattern makes a lot of difference. Okay, got it? Now I am also writing a few things. एक बार you guys can go through it. Okay, so these are several concepts and several characters that we can use to pass as a pattern to match with specific instances of the string. So we are going to have a look at all of them one by one. So first, let's see what the slash D is going to do. Let me just copy the code from above. Okay, so when I use backslash D, it matches with every digit inside my string. Okay, and a small variation to this match, which is instead of using small case d, I'm using a capital case D. It will match with everything which is not a digit. Okay. So small case d, it matches with every digit inside your text, and capital case D, it matches with every non-digit. Anything which is not a digit, uska match aa jayega. Even next line, even characters, even spaces and all, everything will be matched here. Okay. Then we have few more characters to do the same. Basically, we have small case W. Let's figure out about it first. So the small case W, it matches. You can see that it has matched with every alphabet, okay, and every digit. Okay. Apart from these digits, you are not able to see the special characters, the next lines, and the spaces. So what does it matches with? It matches with something which is a word character. वर्ड कैरेक्टर कौन से होते हैं? अल्फाबेट्स हो सकते हैं, नंबर्स हो सकते हैं, बट दे कैन नॉट बी स्पेसेस, दे कैन नॉट बी नेक्स्ट लाइंस, या दे कैन नॉट बी स्पेशल कैरेक्टर्स. Got it? Please give a thumbs up if you understand everything till here. Do I need to repeat myself? कुछ चीज है जो दोबारा बतानी है? Guys, please react with a thumbs up if you understand. If you don't understand, write your specific doubts in the chat box. Okay. So let's figure out about what if I use a capital case W as my pattern, what is going to happen. So just like slash D did the opposite of small case slash D, it does the opposite of this W. And what it does, it matches with every non-word character. अब non-word character कौन से हो जाएंगे? Spaces, next lines, special characters, everything. Okay. Please carefully observe the difference between the two. This is what I did when I use slash capital case W, and this is what I get when I use a small case W. Okay. Is the difference between word character and non-word character clear to you guys? Okay. अब दो चीज और देख लेते हैं. एक होता है आपका small case S. So small case S, it matches with everything that is a space or a next line. ठीक है? Every space or next line. And capital case S, it matches with anything which is not a space or a next line. So इसके अलावा, like negate space and next line और कुछ भी हो, that will be matched. Okay, so these were some of the characters that you guys can use along with the backslash, and they are used to match with some particular kind of instances. अभी one more character you can see here. If I scroll to above, यहाँ पे we have some characters that are called anchors. So what anchors do, they are concerned with position before or after the character. So जहाँ पे ये तो match कर रहे थे with any specific kind of characters, they are concerned with starting of the character or ending of the character. So let's start by understanding about these two tags. एक होता है slash b in small case and slash b in capital case. So if I take you back to my string, you can observe कि यहाँ पे I have written ha and ha ha two times. ठीक है? Now this ha is different and like this one is different. This one has two occurrences and this one has only one occurrence. So अब इसमें if I use slash b like in uppercase and lowercase, what is the different kind of match that I can observe here? So let's do it. Maybe if you guys use slash b here and write HA, okay? And if you run, it matches with two Ha's, okay? And if I do the same and use a capital case B, it matches with only first occurrence of HA. Now, what is the difference between the two? So this particular case, it matches with word boundary. Now, what is the word boundary? It is defined by space. अगर किसी चीज से पहले या तो space आ रहा होगा या next line होगी, that is defined as the word boundary for that character. When I'm saying that this slash b, it is used to escape. Sorry, it is used to match with a word boundary of any sequence of characters. What I mean by this is कि यहाँ पे you guys can see कि इस हा से पहले we have a next line, ठीक है? And इस हा से पहले we have a space. So this is what we mean by word boundary. या तो पहले space आ रहा हो या फिर पहले next line आ रही है, ठीक है? And that's why it does not match with this particular ha and only with this one and this one. Do you get it? And in the other instance, like यहाँ पे what happens? Here it is matching. Like एक मेरे पास ऐसे है और the second set of character is like this. Here it is matching with this set of character. Why? Because when you use a capital B, it matches with not a word boundary. ठीक है? So इसकी भी वर्ड बाउंड्री है, इसकी भी वर्ड बाउंड्री है, बट इसकी कोई वर्ड बाउंड्री नहीं है. ना तो इससे पहले स्पेस आ रहा है, ना ही इससे पहले कोई नेक्स्ट लाइन है. ओके, एंड यू कैन ऑल्सो चेक द स्पैन्स. तो 67 और 69, these are basically these two character, and 70 and 72, these are these two character. इसके बीच में ये दो कैरेक्टर्स आ रहे हैं. सो फर्स्ट मैच तो यहाँ होता है क्योंकि वर्ड बाउंड्री है, और दूसरा मैच लाइक इन दिस केस द मैच इज हियर क्योंकि कोई वर्ड बाउंड्री नहीं है. Now this can be a little bit difficult to understand that what a word boundary and not a word boundary, but do you guys have somewhat idea कि difference क्या है दोनों के बीच में? Give me a thumbs up if it is clear. Okay. Then we have two more anchors. और ये कौन से होते हैं? These are, एक तो होता है the caret sign and the second one is the dollar sign. Let me check if it is dollar or ampersand. Yeah, it's dollar. Okay. So इसमें क्या होगा? Let me define a string. एक sentence define कर लेते हैं that Netflix uses machine learning. Okay. इसके साथ में मैच करना है and I'm defining a pattern. Now what my pattern is going to be, I am using this caret sign, and after that caret sign I'm writing let. Now what this caret sign helps you to do, it checks me whether something is starting with these characters. Okay, so it is going to check for whatever string that I am passing कि क्या ये string okay, the same string, whether it is starting with net or not. And when you run it, you get the match. If I use a small case n instead of a capital case N, we don't get any matches because it will literally match कि ये particular characters आ रहे हैं या नहीं आ रहे हैं. In this case, you can either match with one single character or you can match with the whole string. ठीक है? There is no foundations to it. Now, similarly, if you use the ampersand, sorry, the dollar symbol, it is going to check for ending. So it will check whether the string it ends with this character or not. तो अगर इसको मैं रन करूंगी, I won't get any match क्योंकि well my string is not ending with capital case N. If I put a dot here, I am still not able to get any match. If I put a backslash, okay, it is not working with a dot. Oh, just give me a moment, guys. Let me check about the dollar sign once. Right, I was using it wrong. जब आप एंडिंग के लिए चेक करते हो देन यू मेंशन दिस डॉलर सिंबल एट द एंड और उससे पहले जो कैरेक्टर्स यू आर एक्सपेक्टिंग दैट यू हैव टू मेंशन जस्ट बिफोर इट. तो इफ नाउ वी मैच विद a G and a dot, it is going to match. If we match with a space and well G and a space, it matches. Do you get the difference? जब starting के लिए check करते हैं तो you have to mention the tag at the starting. जब ending के लिए check करते हैं you have to mention this tag at the ending. Now in this particular case my string it is ending with a space. So I have checked कि last में G आना चाहिए और G के बाद एक space होगा and then the string is ending. So it is matching with it. If I put a dot here and if I remove the space and I check for G and a dot, so it works. कि last में G और dot आना चाहिए and then the string is going to end. If I match with a G, no match will be done since the string it is ending with a dot at the end. So do you get it कि मतलब starting में अगर check करना है तो the anchor tag should be at starting and ending में check करना है तो it should be at the end. Okay. So that was the mistake that I was making here. Now Let's since the basics are clear to us, let's explore a little bit more. तो जो हमारी text to search string है, let me just display it once again. Okay, so इस string में here you guys can see that we have some numbers. एक बारी I can print it. Okay, so we can very clearly see that we have some numbers here. Or in numbers say if I want to match, I just want to match with these numbers. अब I know कि I can use /d to match with any digit, but I want to literally match with all of these numbers. तो उसके लिए what we can do? Let's copy this part of the code. We don't require this sentence. Now the pattern that we are going to form for this purpose, we are going to see कि अब basically we will be seeing how to construct patterns जहाँ पे आपको specific instances के साथ matches बनाने हैं. So here you guys can see कि the sequence or the pattern in which the digits are occurring. आप देख सकते हो कि पहले 3 digits आ रही हैं, फिर बाद में एक character आ रहा है, then we have 3 digits, then a character, and then followed by 4 digits. So if I use /d in for text to search, I match with all the digits. If I use /d/t thrice, what do I do, get matched with? अब मेरे को जहां जहां 3 instances आ रहे हैं numbers के, digits के, वहीं पे match हो. Now, if I follow the same pattern, कि पहले 3 instances आ रहे हैं, फिर कोई character आ रहा है, फिर 3 digits आ रही हैं, फिर कोई character, and then we have what? We have 4 digits. Like 3 digits, character, 3 digits, character, 4 digits. अब इसके लिए what we can do? We know कि /d/d ये पहले 3 digits से match हो रहा है. At the starting, we learned कि period is going to match with everything. So /d/d के बाद there can be anything. और एनीथिंग मैंने क्यों किया? क्योंकि या तो डैश आ सकता है, या फिर डॉट आ सकती है, या फिर एस्टेरिस्क आ सकता है. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई मेंशन्ड अ पीरियड हियर, सो दैट कुछ भी हो इन 3 डिजिट्स के बाद इट इज गोइंग टू गेट मैच्ड विद. उसके बाद वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग 3 डिजिट्स, सो दोबारा से 3 टाइम्स 3 लिख दो. देन अगेन एनी काइंड ऑफ कैरेक्टर कैन कम, सो डॉट एंड मेंशन दी 4 टाइम्स. When you do this, you get match with the literally little numbers. तो the match that I was expecting कि मैं पूरे के पूरे नंबर से मैच कर जाऊं, that is now available to me. Do you understand this concept? जहाँ पे I have used these /d's multiple times. Give a thumbs up if you understand it. Now, if I want to match, अभी यहाँ पे मेरे पास क्या है? I have dashes and I have dots and I have asterisk. Let's say मेरे को सिर्फ dash और डॉट वाले नंबर से ही मैच करना है. आई डोंट वांट ये एस्टेरिस्क वाला नंबर जिसमें सेपरेटर इज एस्टेरिस्क. सो व्हाट यू गाइस कैन डू, यू कैन डिफाइन अ कैरेक्टर सेट. सो व्हाट अ कैरेक्टर सेट इज, आप क्या करते हो? यू यूज दी स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स and you define the characters that you are expecting. So either I'm expecting a dot or I'm expecting a dash. Similarly here as well, I am either expecting a dot या फिर I'm expecting a dash. So now if I do this, तो I am only able to match with the numbers जिसमें separator या तो dot है या फिर it is a dash. Is it clear the difference between this and the difference between this? Okay. Now, one thing that I would like to mention here, if I modify my string, if I go at the top, और यहाँ पे if I like separate this string with 2 dashes, and I like execute my pattern again and run it, I'm not able to get matched with the first string जिसमें 2 बार ही dashes मैंने use किया. Which means कि अगर आप एक character set define करते हैं, then it does not live for multiple occurrences of that particular character. ये सिर्फ ये दिखेगा कि या तो डॉट आ रहा है या डैश आ रहा है और एक ही बार आ रहा है. And followed by it we have straight 3 digits. Okay, it is not going to match with multiple occurrences of this dash. Do you get the difference? Yes, guys. Please give a thumbs up if you get the difference. Now, similarly, like earlier, what we were doing in order to match with the word character, we used some kind of like slash W to match with the word character. So, what if I want to match with alphabets, but मेरे को सिर्फ lower case alphabets से ही match करना है. So, a character set, it can be defined for alphabets as well. And what do you guys do for that? Square brackets define करो and A to Z mention. ठीक है कि A से लेके Z के बीच में कुछ भी आ सकता है. Now you can see कि wherever A से लेके Z के बीच का कोई भी alphabet is occurring, there a match has been made. Okay. Now please don't confuse this thing with this part. यहाँ पे we have mentioned कि या तो डॉट आएगा या डैश आएगा. यहाँ पे we have defined the entire set कि A to Z के बीच में कुछ भी आ सकता है. And that's why we are able to match with all the alphabets and not just कि single A से match कर दिया और बाद में work नहीं करे. Also, if you want to match with capital case A to Z as well, तो इसमें what you guys can do, you can write it like this. और अगर स्मॉल केस और कैपिटल केस दोनों के साथ मैच करना है, सो यू कैन मेंशन द कैरेक्टर सेट लाइक दिस कि या तो स्मॉल केस एबीसीज आ सकती है या फिर कैपिटल केस एबीसीज आ सकती है. ओके, एंड नाउ द मैच इज डन फॉर both cases of alphabets. Please give a thumbs up if you are able to understand it. Okay. A 2-minute break, and then we are going to continue with the rest. All right. Do we have everyone here? Everybody, please react with thumbs up and all of you are present. Okay. So when we were talking about anchors, we got to know the this caret symbol, it matches with the starting of any string. Okay. Now what if I use the same symbol? मैं क्या करती हूँ? I use it inside a character set. ठीक है? So here I'm matching I'm like passing this caret symbol inside the character set this time. So when I run it, what do you observe in the match? Alphabets के अलावा I have everything. I have matched with period, I have matched with spaces, next lines, digits, and all the special characters. So if you use a caret symbol outside a character set, it basically signifies starts with. Okay, कहाँ पे? Outside the character set. But if you use it inside the char set, then what does it do? It negates the character set. तो यहाँ पे हुआ क्या कि इसके अलावा हर किसी चीज से मैच हो गया. So here it is used for negation and outside the character set it is used for starts with. अभी जैसे text to search में we have this cat, mat, bat and bat. Now one thing I can observe clearly here that all of these strings they are ending with at. Let's say मेरे को इन सबके साथ मैच करना है बट मेरे को ये बैट वाली स्ट्रिंग छोड़नी है. Can you write a pattern? Okay, declare a string जिसमें ये चार चीज हो and then write me the code so that you can match with cat, mat, bat, but not with bat. Do you understand the question? एक string declare कर दो जिसमें these three words are present. Declare a multi-line string. सबके साथ मैच करना है बस बैट को छोड़ देना है. write me a code for it. If you are attempting, please give me a thumbs up. Hanji, is it done? Please give me a thumbs up if you are doing it and you need a few more minutes. Okay, then 2 more minutes to complete the same. Okay, let's run this one. This is given by Paras and it works well. he is able to match with cat, pat, and mat, and bat has been left out. So what he did here is that he defined a character set कि C, P, M में से कुछ भी आ सकता है, and then at is like compulsory. At आएगा ही आएगा, and that's why it matches with cat, it matches with bat, and mat और bat से match नहीं होता क्योंकि B is not defined here. अगर आप इधर B भी define कर दोगे तो चारों के साथ मैच हो जाएगा. Anyone else with a different code, अगर आपने किसी डिफरेंट तरीके से पैटर्न डिफाइन किया है एंड स्टिल यू आर एबल टू मैच विद द सेम, फील फ्री टू शेयर द कोड. Okay, so no worries, I'll mention one thing here. So see, this is the pattern that is defined by Paras. Now if I define a pattern in a different manner, जैसे कि we know कि लास्ट में एट आएगा और शुरू में बी नहीं आ सकता. I know that this caret symbol, if I use it like right here, so it is going to negate the B. तो B के अलावा जो भी 80 से पहले होगा, it is going to get matched with it. ठीक है? And using this pattern as well, I'm able to match with the same set of strings. और मेरे को same output मिल रहा है. What I'm trying to tell here is that in order to match with a specific set of string, you can like define n number of patterns. और इसीलिए if you guys look over the internet and you search for a specific pattern for matching a string, you guys will come across various complex patterns. ठीक है? और as a whole जब आप इनको देखते हो, they are like quite difficult to understand. So it is not necessary that you follow a particular approach that has been followed by another person. If you understand the basic, if you know कि character set किस लिए use होता है, what is the caret symbol, उसका बाहर use क्या है, अंदर use क्या है, and what are the anchor tags. So all of these, this basic information, and you can create a pattern of your own choice. ठीक है? It does not matter कि आपका pattern क्या है, whether it is this, whether it is this. The only thing that matters is that you are able to achieve the result. Okay, so like whenever working on regular expression, please make sure that you are like you refresh the basics, and if like you are not able to recall because it is not possible to remember all of these like minuscule things, so here I am providing you a cheat sheet in the chat box. Okay, there is a link to a cheat sheet. There are several other cheat sheets available across the internet. जब भी regular expression पे काम कर रहे हो, just refer one of these, and you'll be able to recall कि क्या करना है, कैसे करना है. All the patterns, all the matches, they are mentioned here. Okay, got it? Can you please give me a thumbs up if you understand these instructions? All right. Okay, so moving on. अभी ऊपर I had defined this particular this particular pattern जहाँ पे slash me I was using like multiple times. एक बारी let me also initialize my string. Yeah, this is my string now. Okay, so what I did, I used this slash d multiple times. Now अब ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि 10 बार एक digit अगर हो रही. So is it like compulsory to write it as many number of times as it is occurring? So no, there is an alternative way to do this. And what you guys can do, you can use these curly brackets and you can define कि कितने occurrences आ रहे हैं. So if I'm looking for a digit, कितनी digits occur हो रही हैं simultaneously. So 3 occur हो रही हैं. Then again we have 3 digits that are occurring simultaneously together. And at last we have 4 digits. So this also works. There is no need to like write slash d multiple times. Okay, got it? Now inside the string that we have, that is text to first. इसमें at the end you guys can spot कि कुछ नाम occur हो रहे हैं. Now some of these are prefixed with Mr. और Mr में भी at places there is a dot और कहीं कहीं पे dot नहीं है. Then some of them are prefixed with MS and MRS, Miss and Mrs. और उसमें भी देन देयर इज वेरिएशन कि एक में डॉट है एक में डॉट नहीं है. इवन नेम्स, कुछ में कैरेक्टर्स जो हैं दे आर अकरिंग ही, मतलब देयर आर मल्टीपल कैरेक्टर्स इन द नेम, और फिर एक नाम ऐसा है जिसमें सिर्फ एक सिंगल कैरेक्टर आ रहा है. नाउ let's write a pattern which is able to match with all these names despite them being different from one another. हर एक नाम दूसरे से different है, but what I'm intending here, I want to match with all the names in the string. Okay. So this is like the major application that you are going to see of regular expression, and that's why it is used very widely and like in a majority of scenarios. क्योंकि despite आपके नाम different है, you will be able to match with each and every one of them. So let's see a step-by-step approach on how to match. So this is the pattern, or I'll be changing the it. Now I know कि MR सब में आ रहा है. Like let's match with all the Mr. occurrences first. So if I write MR here, I am able to match with 4 MR. ठीक है, कौन कौन से ये तो आ रहे हैं और फिर मिसेस वाला भी आ रहा है. I don't want to match with Mrs. I want to match with Misters only. So उसके लिए what I can do here, I can put a slash and a dot. Okay. So when I do this, I get matched with what? I get matched with Mr. and the second occurrence of Mr. But ये वाला जो occurrence है, that has been left out क्योंकि इसके बाद dot नहीं आ रही. So here I must specify कि not all of my occurrences सबके बाद dots नहीं है. आ भी सकती है, नहीं भी आ सकती है. So for that matter, what do you do? Let me go back. Yeah. So for this thing we have quantifiers. ठीक है. अभी हमने एक quantifier यूज किया, that is curly brackets में हमने define किया exact number कि कितने digits we are looking for. So this is one quantifier that we have used अभी तक. Let's use all of them. So I'm pasting it here. Now here you can see we have a question mark quantifier. Now whenever you use this quantifier, it means या तो कोई भी occurrence नहीं है इस particular चीज का, या फिर एक occurrence आ रहा है. So if I use it after period, it is going to mean कि या तो एक बार period आता है या फिर एक भी बार नहीं आता. 0 or 1. Let's run it and we are able to match with all the misters. ठीक है. दो तो ये है and also the misses, I guess, yeah. This also get matched. No worries, we'll figure out it later. ठीक है. So quantifier question mark, you are using it to match with 0 or 1 occurrence of something. ठीक है, जिसके तुरंत बाद लगा होगा उसके लिए मैच कर रहा होगा. Please give me a thumbs up if you understand it. Okay. Now after Mr, what I'm expecting, I'm expecting a space. ठीक है, हर किसी के बाद एक space आ रहा है. So here, here and here. So let's mention about the space as well. तो यहाँ पे मैं क्या करूँगी? I'm going to repeat these patterns. So आप लोग भी फिर step by step समझ लेना इसको. This time I'm going to add a space. Okay, so after a dot, there is a space that is expected. Okay, so now exact number of occurrences for Mr. are matched. Okay. अब इसके बाद what we are expecting, इसके बाद there is a character. और कैसा character है? We are expecting कि capital case में कुछ भी हो सकता है. Capital case alphabet है. So for that, यहाँ पे I am defining a character set. When I do this, मेरा last वाला नाम तो पूरा मैच हो जाता है because again एक ही कैरेक्टर आ रहा है, but मेरा शुरू के दो नाम they don't get matched at all. Do you guys understand everything till here? Please give a thumbs up अगर यहाँ तक समझ आ रहा है. I'll repeat myself once again. पहले हमने Mr use किया because we want to match with occurrences of Mr. Then after Mr we are expecting a period, so I mentioned about that. अब पीरियड आ भी सकता है और नहीं भी आ सकता, तो उसके बाद हमने क्वेश्चन मार्क क्वांटिफायर लगाया, बिकॉज इट मीन्स या तो आ रहा है, या तो जीरो अकरेंस है, या फिर एटलीस्ट एक अकरेंस है। उसके बाद वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग स्पेस, सो मेंशन अ स्पेस, एंड देन वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग कि कोई कैपिटल केस का लेटर होगा, सो आई मेंशन द कैरेक्टर सेट। ए से जेड के बीच में कोई भी कैरेक्टर हो सकता है। नाउ here you guys can see that this name, okay, all of these names, they are a word boundary. Okay, they are starting with space. Do you understand it? So if I mention a slash w here, okay, what it is doing, it is able to match with the second character as well. And this is possible when I define कि this is a word boundary. Means कि अगर इससे पहले space है, तो there is a possibility कि एक पूरा का पूरा word present है, and all like there might be other characters present as well. So now I am able to match at least with the second character. But मेरे को ये achieve नहीं करना है. I want to achieve with multiple characters after it. कि word boundary के बाद एक या एक से ज्यादा character आ सकते हैं. So let's go back to the list of quantifier, and we have plus quantifier which matches with one or more occurrence. So if I mention plus here, it is going to look for one or more occurrences of letters after this character set. Okay. And now we are able to match with full names. Is it clear now? But one thing that you guys can observe here is अब मेरा वो Mr. T चले गया. I'm not able to match with it. क्योंकि I have like three names, these three names, जिसमें से दो are words and one it is a single character, which means कि इस केस में the word boundary के बाद I am not expecting कि multiple characters हों. So you can spot another quantifier which is asterisk, and it means zero or more. तो या तो एक भी कैरेक्टर नहीं है उसके बाद में, या फिर there are multiple characters. So replace this quantifier plus quantifier with asterisk. And now we are able to match all the names that are starting with Mr. And how we are able to do it, क्योंकि हमने asterisk quantifier यूज किया है. So it looks कि अगर इसके बाद या तो multiple characters available है, या फिर सिर्फ कोई character available नहीं है, एक ही character set आ रहा है, which means कि either the word boundary is not present, या फिर it is present and there are multiple occurrences of the same, multiple characters are. Please give a thumbs up if everything till here is clear. Okay. Now let's achieve the second task, which is to match with Miss and Mrs. अब इससे मैच करने के लिए what you have to do, यहाँ पे एक में तो आर एस आ रहा है और दूसरे में एस आ रहा है. So you can define choice as well. तो choice को कैसे define करेंगे? Let me write it in the separate cell. Now I'm going to replace this Mr. with a set of choices. कि either we are expecting Mr. या फिर we are expecting Miss, या फिर we are expecting Mrs. तो और कि अगर कंडीशन आपको देनी हो, सो यू यूज दिस बार, द पाइप सिंबल, एंड देन इट इज गोइंग टू मेक चॉइस कि या तो मिस्टर आएगा, या मिस आएगा, या मिसेज आएगा. उसके बाद पीरियड आ भी सकता है, नहीं भी आ सकता. देयर इज अ स्पेस, देयर आर वर्ड्स, एंड देयर माइट बी no word boundary, or there might be a word boundary present. Do you understand it? Please give a thumbs up if every one of you are able to understand. Okay. All right. So with this, we are going to end the session for today. I'll leave you all with a small task. Here, there is a list of all the emails, and these emails, they are like in different manners. So one is gmail.com, another one is inzint.org, and then my-work.net. So you have to write a pattern that matches with all of these emails, and you have to like present the pattern to me in tomorrow's class. Okay, I'll share the notebook in the drive. You can refer to the notebook, and if you want, I'm also pasting the string inside the chat box. Okay. All right. If there is any doubt with regards to today's session, give me a thumbs. Oh, sorry. Ask the doubt. Otherwise, you are free to leave the session.